It is CHRIS Akin Presents, and I, of course, am CHRIS Akin, and it's always fun when I get to introduce you guys to a band that I know a lot of you are not aware of yet, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a first time for a lot of you guys to hear this band. The band is called Fans of the Dark. They have a brand new release coming out on September 16th called Suburbia, and here to talk all about this release is the vocalist and the drummer of the band, Alex Falk, and Freddie Allen. Guys, how are you?
Great. We're great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Well, it's great to have you guys on, man. And like I told you right before we started, I really love this record. And more to the point, I love that this kind of style of music is starting to come back. And I guess like Night Flight Orchestra might have kicked it off, but there does seem to be a lot of this style of music coming back, which is great because it's just great, fun music, which is sorely missing in the worlds of rock and metal. So why don't we start with just a brief background on the band, and either one of you guys can pick this one up. Just give us a little bit of a background of Fans of the Dark, how long you guys have been in business, and what's going on with the band.
Yeah, well, we've been in business for about I guess 2 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Recorded 2 albums. We just started during the pandemic, and I just had some songs lying around, and we thought we knew each other since, I guess, 15 years at least.
Yeah.
So we just reconnected through these songs and decided we had some time and we could record them, and we didn't think any more about that really. And we just released the first song, the video, and then Frontiers contacted us. So they wanted to sign us. So
nice.
That's the path we've been on since 2 years.
Sure. And that is very interesting, just in the fact that, Frontiers is so well known for having bands that are very well established, that have 30, 40-year histories. And it seems like in the last 2 or 3 years, they're starting to branch out and bring new music to the table, new bands to the table. Was that intimidating as a very brand? I mean, you guys are a baby band. Was that intimidating to you guys to to be brought into a label that has such a history and to basically become an equal with bands I'm sure you grew up wishing you could be?
No, I think that more is like we're so honest and so happy that like our dream is coming true.
Sure.
So we haven't been analyzed that so much actually, haven't we?
Yeah, we're honored. We're so honored to be on their label with all their great bands, and it's such a credit to them that they actually reach out to new bands, as you say, baby bands, new bands, and that they find good music that they like. And so we couldn't be happier than working with them, because it's that's says so much about them responding to the music. They're not cynical. They're not, they just go for the good music that they like, and we're happy with that.
Definitely, they do. Well, guys, let's talk about this new release, Suburbia. From what I read in the press, which we'll take that for whatever that's worth, but from what I read in the press, this is sort of a sequel, but not necessarily a concept. So, tell me a little bit about that. How is this a sequel from the first release that you guys put out there?
Well, I guess it's the same amount of songs. I guess we just decided to go really once more with the same formula. And as you see, the sequel bit is that it's the same kind of alien, the same kind of mutant, whatever you want to call him, or her, whatever, that we follow, that finds his or her way around in the world and visits different places with themes that we really grew up on. This time it's suburban houses and homes, and maybe the last time was like a suburban mall or something. So it's kind of a sibling, as I said, it was a kind of a sibling record that sort of feels like it has the same vibe, the same feeling, at least for me, as the last one. It was really easy to follow the first record up. We didn't really even reinvent ourselves. We just kept on writing in the same styles.
Sure. Definitely. Now, when you guys write, and you guys have known each other for a while, how does it come together? Is there a vocal line that starts things, or with you being a drummer, does it start with a drum beat that you're messing with, and somebody comes in with a guitar riff or something, or how do you guys put the songs together?
Ooh, wow, good question.
We got a genius over here. He's such an amazing songwriter.
Oh, please.
Okay.
No, it is true. I mean, every tone, every beat, everything is such an amazing in his work. He's doing all the work. No, I'm not so honest. It is.
Well, we have a genius singer here who does the hard work. I just write for him.
Right.
I and Oscar and the other guys, we have this star over here. It's like born on stage, and we can just write the stuff that will fit him perfectly. And yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of easy so far. I mean, knock on wood. I mean, it's been just like a joy to write these songs. I feel like I'm 12 years old again. I'm just like diving into a pile of old VHS films and Stephen King novels, and what I'm inspired by. So I don't know. The question was how we write songs. Well, I guess it starts with some kind of idea, what we like to sing about. And then we just go from there, and hopefully we find some kind of melody or some kind of hook, and then we just build it around that, really. And the other guys are really helpful with the great guitar riffs and the hooks that they come up with. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. So,
absolutely. And I'm going to go back a little bit to where you were talking about Alex as a star. I'm going to agree with you with that. In the one sense. I mean, I interview 9 million bands, and I've seen probably 10 times as many concerts as you guys have because I'm a bit older than you, like a lot older. But the hallmark of a vocalist anyway, or of a frontman, is not necessarily the voice as much as the presentation. And just watching the videos, Alex, you love the camera. There's no doubt about that. And you jump out. I mean, you watch the videos, and it's kind of that whole like me or hate me, but here I am, and you're gonna notice me. So talk a little bit about that, man. You're surprised. To me, you are very surprisingly comfortable for a somewhat young, new frontman in a band.
Yeah, but I was very bullied as a kid.
Okay.
And I brought that to something very positive. And if you were bullied as a kid, I think you have to transform that to another thing, to another level, to like say, I'm not going to swear now, but like to those people who treated you so bad, it's so easy to show them, look what I've done now with my life. So I turned it to something positive instead. And I think that helped me a lot in my career, in my music.
Sure. No, well, I mean, it definitely jumps out in the videos, and I think what works is the fact that you're so comfortable in the front of the band gives the band kind of two dimensions. Like there's a lot of people that react only to the visual, but then there's a lot of people that just want to hear the music. I think because you're comfortable and you're so out in front of the band, it really kind of lends itself to people appreciating either side instead of just one side of because and I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of bands, if the front man's not comfortable, then everything relies on the song. And the minute somebody hears a song they don't like, then they're out. But with a front man that is comfortable, they might give you 2-3 songs, even if they don't like the first song that they hear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I agree perfectly with you. Absolutely.
Sure. Now, guys, you're like we've said, you guys are a new band, and you're growing as a band. I'm sure from first record to second record, you see a lot of things that you wanted to change or you wanted to update, and I'm sure little nuanced things that you did change. Talk a little bit about the progression of the band as you guys have gone from release number 1 to release number 2.
We wanted to, I guess, dive into the second album just to not have to think so much about that.
Sure.
Just because it can be like a block, it can be blocking your creativity when you think about how to follow up something. So I think I'm going to try to answer your question, but I think I've been trying to avoid thinking about how we evolve.
Sure.
But then I can still see some things that we've been kind of exploring. Of course, it's the longer songs we've kept that, but we've sort of also thrown in a little more. I don't know. I would say more heavy metal riffs.
Sure.
And kind of maybe more boogie vibes or something like that, more AC/DC like quality. Some more songs like that, but I don't know. Except for that, maybe a bit more on the solos, I guess, a bit more on the background vocals. Maybe a bit bigger, more orchestral sound or something, but
sure.
I can't really put my finger on. It's been so short amount of time, but I guess those are some of the things.
Sure.
We've been thinking of. Yeah.
And like you said, it has been a short amount of time. You may not even have had enough time to actually look back and see changes in the band, because it's really, I mean, how long was it between the first record and the second record? It's not very long.
No, it's I guess it was the first one was released November last year, and now we're going to release this one in 2 weeks, so it's less than a year.
Yeah,
that's what we wanted to do. That's what we're going to hope to. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm hoping we're going to continue like that, just to be a bit under pressure, but not too much. Just to be a bit like, no, this is a working thing. We have a couple of weeks to write the songs. Let's just do it, and let's not think about it too much.
Yeah, that it's interesting because that is so old school Kiss, more or less. That's like 1975 Kiss, and you get two or three records in a year, and that kind of plays in perfect to how people digest music these days. They really digest music in 30 seconds, and then they're on to the next thing. At the same time, does that leave people missing some of the music that you do, because they don't grow with an album like we did in the old days, I guess?
Well, yes and no, but I think it's still, as you said, Kiss released two albums a year, and then one album every year, right? Until I guess the early 80s or something, when they sort of slowed down a bit, and so many bands did that. I guess it was demand from the record companies, but it still brought it. Some of the best records just brought this out, whatever it was. They just brought this subconscious level of songwriting out. I mean, look at the first Black Sabbath album. Was it recorded in like 8 days or something? It's
right.
Ridiculous, and it's still. I mean, it's one of the best hard rock albums you can listen to. There's something there.
Right, definitely is, man. Yeah. Now, guys, you guys did have a member change this time. You brought in Rickard Gramfors for on bass. Talk a little bit about changing musicians and how that changed, if anything, the chemistry of creating the music.
Well, Rickard is a great musician, a great guy. He has such enthusiasm for films and music. I mean, much on the same level as we have. I mean, he's been really like throwing ideas on us. So it's been a real energy to have him in the band. So it's
And he's got so much wisdom and so much to bring to the band, and like you said, the energy and the love and everything.
Yeah. Plus, then Oscar, the guitarist, has had a much greater role and much more control of his guitar parts, I would say, on this record than on the last one. So he's been a real a bigger part of this album as well. So it's growing into this band. That's where it started, kind of like a project, but now it's almost becoming this natural, band. Or how do you say? I mean, that's how it progresses.
Absolutely. Well, guys, why don't we do this? Why don't we give people a little taste of the new music from Fans of the Dark, from the new release Suburbia, which again is out on September the 16th. We're gonna play. We played a little bit of it here in the video format, but now we're gonna play it where people can actually hear a piece of it from the video from Fantasia. And either one of you guys grab this and tell me a little bit about this song and about this video shoot.
You want to talk about Fantasia?
Start you, and I can. If you start, I can.
Well, we shot the both videos, Night of Living Dead and Fantasia, back to back. We really got busy during this spring, earlier this summer. We decided to go to a place, a real cool kind of cinema / old military bunker / old kind of building that's so cool. It has all these rooms and gardens and stuff, and we just recorded basically these 2 videos in these basement catacombs, and we had access to all this cool stuff through Richard actually, and so we just had a lot of fun editing, doing the 2 videos. Yeah,
very good. Awesome.
Well, the kids in the video are Fredrik's kids, and they're doing an amazing job. They're so cute.
And so when they get older, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, when I was in my dad's music video, you're cool said. Dad from now."
Exactly.
Nice. Well, let's check it out, guys. This is Fantasia. It's brand new stuff from Fans of the Dark from Suburbia, right here on CHRIS Akin Presents. All right, that was Fantasia, brand new stuff from Fans of the Dark, their new release Suburbia, out on September the 16th on Frontiers Records. And please, people, buy it. Do not just stream it. I'm not going to say don't stream it. I'm going to say don't just stream it. Help these guys keep their career going by buying music, for God's sakes. So guys, Alex, Freddie, obviously from the band Fans of the Dark, at this point in time, it's difficult. People think that the internet made it easier to get music out there to people. I kind of think it made it harder because it literally gives every single person that's ever bought a guitar the ability to think that they're a rock star or think that they're legitimate, and it really pollutes the spectrum of it. So how does a new band like yourselves, how do you get out there and get recognized in this sea of bands that are probably 10 times what we ever experienced before?
Well, good question.
That's a good question. I think it's like about maybe the timing. Maybe if you have something that like some other bands doesn't have. I don't know. It's so hard to answer that question because it's being on the right time at the right place.
Sure.
Maybe it is. I don't know, actually.
And you have to. I mean, I guess it's both negative and positive. I mean, it's on one hand, as you said, it's a total jungle of bands, but on the other hand, it's kind of democratic. I mean, anyone can get out there and show their stuff. And I guess there's also like this really cool kind of global community that you get with people in your comments or whatever that are from the whole world that you can connect to, and you can sell your records all over the world instead of just I guess. That's really cool for me that we have these messages and people listening in from all over the world. That's, I mean, I couldn't be happier with that than what I am right now. I have no idea. Maybe in 1983, if we were signed back then, maybe we never would have released an album, or maybe something would have happened that no, we can't do this right now. There's so many examples of projects and bands just not getting to do anything. So we're just grateful, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Definitely. And one of the different things from the old days is, and I'll associate this directly to your band, even though it hasn't happened for your band yet. In the old days, man, if your music got out there and it was put into a commercial or something, that was death. The fans hated you, and the fans were like, oh, you guys sold out, whatever.
Yeah.
Totally different animal now. I think movies, TV, commercials, etc. you can look at Stranger Things, obviously Metallica, a little bit of a different sized band than you guys, but obviously Stranger Things helped them revitalize, a song that was 40 years old. I think you guys' music though could really fit into that kind of an environment. I could totally see some of these songs, Night of the Living Dead as an example. I could see Rob Zombie grabbing that and putting it as background to Monsters 2 or something like that,
Good idea.
Yeah, good idea. That would be awesome. So if you guys see this,
are you listening, Rob?
Yeah.
Right. Well, where do you guys stand with that though? Would you guys be fine with it getting picked up that way if the first taste that people got was a movie? Because again, like we were saying before, there's a plus and a negative. The plus is, it's great, you reach 10 million people with your song. The negative is, well, now you're a movie band. You're not necessarily Fans of the Dark, the band that's trying to become a band. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I love movies. I get my inspiration from you named, of course, Stranger Things is a great inspiration, huge inspiration for us. And even shows like Cobra Kai is probably my favorite of all.
Okay.
You've seen that on, I guess. It's
Netflix here.
Yeah, it's so larger than life. It's so much fun, as you mentioned in the beginning. It's about returning to the fun of it, and I think we're very inspired by films and fantastic stuff, whatever it is.
Sure.
Whatever is a novel or it's a film or whatever it is. So I would have no problem with us becoming a movie band, whatever that.
Okay. Sure,
totally
definitely. Cool. Well, and one of the things we mentioned, I think we mentioned it before we started. At this point, I don't remember for sure, but we talked about Night Flight Orchestra, which is having huge impact right there. And not that I'm trying to compare you guys to them, because I think they're a little bit less serious than you guys are about it. Just, I think they're doing it on the side where you guys are doing it for real. But it is interesting that style is opening up the door for kind of fun melodic rock and roll again. When you see stuff like that, does that give you hope that there is, well, one, it definitely shows you that there's an audience, but does it show you that there's an audience within reach for a band like Fans of the Dark, that you guys can come in there and reach those same fans?
Well, hopefully. It gives me hope that a band like that can really kind of break through the glass roof of, that bands like that can grow and go around the world and play. They have this obvious love for the culture surrounding this.
Sure.
It really gives me hope. And if we work hard enough, I think we can get there eventually. I think we will, if we just keep on releasing albums and do our thing. Why not?
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now I'll ask the $1 million question, because today, while better, it is still a goofy time to be out there with the pandemic and Corona and everything else. What kind of tour plans can a young new band like yours make, if any? Is that an availability yet? Is it something you've even thought about? Is it something you don't want to do because it's still kind of COVID scary, or what?
No, I think we would happily go on a tour and start planning. We just, like, at this point we're gonna make our live premiere this October. Actually, we never played live, so we're gonna open this festival in Stockholm that Frontiers actually helped arrange. It's called Frontiers Rock Fest Sweden. Sure. October 8th in Stockholm. So anyone out there who happens to be in Stockholm, come see us open this show. Excellent. And after that, we'll definitely be open to suggestions, supporting other bands and like playing. I mean, we're up for that.
Absolutely. That's like a dream coming true, to travel all around the world and play our music. I mean, it's been such a dream since I was like 4 years old. I just want to sing on stage, perform on stage, no matter where I am. Like, I just want to travel and do the music on stage.
Absolutely. Yeah, certainly. Now, the thing with with a young band being out there touring is you always end up getting, kind of the short end of the stick. You got to kind of earn your bones, I guess, more or less, as far as everything, as far as lights, as far as sound, as far as everything. Are you guys cool with that? That knowing that you have to kind of start at the bottom and win fans, even though maybe the headliner doesn't want you to win their fans?
Well, that's the reality of it. I mean, that's the challenge you have to accept if you want to get somewhere. And I think we would happily get up on stage and be an opening act. I mean, we would just do our thing and because we love to do it. So that's that's enough for us, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, we're totally like open to doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we both have been playing in like cover bands since many years, so we have done that. So it's no worries for us.
Excellent. Well, guys, nice. Well, guys, the new album is called Suburbia. It is Fans of the Dark. It's out on September the 16th. And for people that want to follow the band and keep up with you guys, where should we tell them to go? Should we? Is there a Facebook page or a home page, or where should we tell people to go online?
There's a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and you can follow Frontiers, and you can get us through there as well, Frontiers Records. And that's basically it for now.
Absolutely.
I think we'll probably build a homepage at some point as well, but we haven't got to that quite yet.
You're still new, man. You're still new. Exactly. Well, guys, one more time. The album is called Suburbia. It is the band Fans of the Dark. And guys, we're going to wrap this one up with giving people another taste of the music. We're going to play a little bit of Night of the Living Dead. So to wrap it up, why don't one of you tell me a quick story about this song?
Do you want to tell them?
Oh, God. No, tell me. You're better. You're better on that.
I talk all the time.
Yeah, but you're amazing at it.
Well, it's no secret that it's based on the film, 1968 film. We actually got just inspired. Oscar just played me a riff on the guitar. Well, he sent me, actually. He wrote the whole thing instrumentally, and then the words and the melody just came together. It was perfect for that song title and topic. So we just made it up from there. So hope you'll enjoy it.
All right. Well, it is Night of the Living Dead from Fans of the Dark, the album Suburbia, one last time, September the 16th. And guys, thanks so much for joining me here on CHRIS Akin Presents.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.